Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This one's from user BestFriendLoveTA. Me, 41 male, with my best friend, 28 female, friends for 3 years. I have feelings for her. She seems to reciprocate. About 3 years ago, I took on a job at a new employer. I met this coworker, call her Jennifer, who would later become one of my dearest and best friends, the day I started on the floor, and I felt some sort of connection with her immediately. I still remember the first time I saw her, but no, this is not a story of love at first sight. Over the course of the next year and a half or so, we became close at work, but never communicated outside of work. About 6 months ago, I decided to message her, and since then, we've talked almost every day, even if it's just to see how the other is doing. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but there are a lot of reasons I think my feelings are reciprocated. At work, we're always together. She works swing shift and I work night shift. She starts 4 hours before I do, and if work isn't too busy, she'll message me and say that she can't wait for me to come to work. She misses me, asking if I picked up overtime so I can come in early. If I'm working and she's not, she'll talk to me and keep me company at work by chatting with me, joking around, flirting, sending memes, etc. I do the same for her. I tested this one time and didn't message her for most of her shift, and she got upset and said I forgot about her and left her alone. She can sense when I'm upset, even over text. We'll be talking and she'll ask if I'm okay and that I seem off. In person, she can see if I'm sad or stressed and come and talk to me. Even if we're not talking, she's said that she just gets a feeling that I'm down or something is bothering me and check up on me. She's always finding excuses to touch me. She'll come up and put her hands on my arms and say, "Look how cold my hands are," or she'll give me a massage. In all honesty, I give her a massage too, and the other guys at work do as well. But I've paid attention and she never reciprocates with them. But with me, she'll randomly come up to me and rub my shoulders, or if we're joking around, she'll playfully smack me in the arm. I've joked and said, "You just want an excuse to touch me," and her response was, "I don't need an excuse." We refer to each other as work husband or work wife. It's to the point that others at work refer to us as this as well. I was out with some coworkers a few weeks ago and we were talking about our schedule, and one of my friends said her and I have the exact same schedule. One of the newer employees goes, "Oh, she's your work wife." And everyone goes, "No, Jennifer is his work wife." Most of the time now, she just refers to me as her husband, or when she refers to herself, she'll call herself my wife, without using the work qualifier. I'm average looking, and we'll talk about other people we think are good looking. I'll fake being upset, and she gets serious and always says, "They may be cute, but they're not you." That being said, she's always said I'm cute and or handsome. She's really one of the most beautiful women I know. Could have any guy she wants type. Guys at work are always flirting with her, but the only one she flirts back with or pays attention to is me. This point doesn't bother me. I'm at an age where I realize looks are only just a small part of attraction, and that things other than looks can supersede looks in terms of attraction. We've hung out together outside of work, most of the time in a group setting, and she always makes sure to be next to me. She's asked people to move so she can be next to me, but more often people will just move so she can sit next to me. We've hung out by ourselves a couple of times too. We'll send pictures of different places we want to travel, and she'll always ask me to take her there. A number of times she's brought up our connection, and she's mentioned a number of times that she feels very connected to me. She's also had a couple of dreams about me. I'm not sure if I've ever dreamt about her, as I don't usually remember my dreams. She's 13 years younger than me. She's late 20s, I'm early 40s. The other day I hurt myself and made a joke about being old and that she should find a younger work husband. She said she didn't need to and that she's happy with her old husband. The thing that's holding me back is that she comes from a culture where it's taboo to be with someone outside of that culture. I know a lot of people here won't understand this, but it's a very real thing and does put a lot of pressure on the person. My mom is from a culture that is somewhat similar, but married my dad, who is not from my mom's culture. So I do have an understanding of where Jennifer is coming from because I have family members that have gone through it. Jennifer has told me that it is possible for her to date or be with someone outside her culture, but that it would be very difficult for her parents to be okay with it. Again, this is a cultural norm from within her own culture that I doubt a lot of people here would understand. All that being said, even though I'm in love with her, I'm honestly okay with being her friend. I truly just want her to be happy, and if that's not with me and instead is with someone else, I'm 100% okay with that. One last caveat is about us being co-workers. This is 100% not an issue with either of us, nor is it an issue with our employer. In fact, there are 5 or 6 couples just within my department who met at work. 3 are married and 1 are engaged. My employer's attitude is basically, if it doesn't interfere with our work, it's not their business. Well, OP, I'd say she's totally into you and that you should definitely see if you guys could be a couple. This sounds like a thing that's meant to be. And honestly, if her parents have a problem with this, then it's her parents who have the problem, not you or her. The only question I would ask is, if her parents do have a problem, would that make it difficult for the relationship? Like, would that interfere with how you two engage with each other? Because if it does, then that's something you would need to work with. Now, regarding the age gap, I don't think it's ever a problem within couples as long as both partners have an equal mental and emotional maturity. For example, a relationship between an 18-year-old and a 31-year-old, that seems a bit weird and I don't think it would work out. However, a relationship between a 28-year-old and a 41-year-old, that has a lot better chances in my opinion. Having said that, I would just say also, OP, go for it. It definitely sounds like she wants this as much as you do. And one final thing, I really like your employer's mentality about this work relationship thing. I agree, if it doesn't interfere with your work, then it doesn't really matter. Now, let's also check the community comments to see what they have to say, and then we can go check the update to see what happened with OP and his work wife. Curdled Twinkie says, has she made any attempts at one-on-one hangs outside of work-related events? How much of your personal lives do you divulge with one another? OP responds, yes. A couple of weeks ago, she invited me hiking and it was just the 2 of us. Long hike, about 4 hours. We'd actually made plans a couple of times before, but I had to flake out due to a very sick family member. She's always been the one to ask me. I don't know why I didn't ask, just afraid I guess. We were also talking about food and I mentioned to her a Mexican restaurant I like and she goes, okay, we can go there one day soon. We were talking the other day and I made an offhanded comment about doing too much and she told me that I didn't and that I needed to do more. I don't know, sometimes I can't tell where the line is between playful banter and whether she's interested in me or not. We divulge a lot of our personal lives. We know about each other's families. She always texts me when she doesn't feel well, asks me questions about her health. We always know what the other is doing on our days off. If I do something and didn't mention it to her before I do it, she'll sometimes say, oh, I didn't know, or you didn't tell me that. Hell, if she travels, she'll text me to tell me she's on the plane and when she's landed. She also, playfully I think, gets jealous when I talk to another colleague in particular. Copalia says, oh my goodness, so many signs, and I was not even halfway through. I think she likes you and it's obvious. You need to ask her out already. She would not be doing a lot of these things if she did not have feelings. There is something there and I think if you give it a try, it could be pretty awesome. Entertain Porpoise Hap says, the nice thing about being such good friends with someone you like is you can always approach it like, I don't want this to hurt our relationship, but I just want you to know I really like you. In your own way, of course. And it seems to me she likes you too. We have a 13-year age gap and come from very different conservative cultural backgrounds, and we've been married for over 30 years. The thing is, we both had very similar values, morals, and interests. So that overwhelmed any problem her family had. We were good friends before and had to be pushed by our friends to go out. It was so obvious to so many. We have lots of friends like that as well in the community we moved into, let alone most of my family, where my grandmother used to call it a healthy age gap for a healthy relationship. It's very true as we hit many of the same crossroads in life at the same time. There's not one divorce in our family tree, by the way. Well, it sounds like the community is all behind OP going for it and giving this a shot. What do you guys think? Do you think OP should go for it? While you think about that, let's go on to the update to see what happened next. So, I was originally going to talk to Jennifer yesterday morning, but I wasn't able to. I ended up asking her if she wanted to grab lunch with me today, to which she said yes. During lunch, we made some casual talk and I finally broke down and told her how I feel. I didn't go as far as telling her that I'm in love with her, but I told her exactly how I feel. That I have very strong feelings for her that are beyond friendship, that I love spending time with her, and that I know she likes spending time with me as well, and that whenever we're together, both of us seem to be really happy. I told her I wanted to take our friendship to the next level, and wanted to be with her as her boyfriend. When I was done talking, I asked her what she thought. She was noticeably blushing and took a few moments to absorb what I said. When she spoke, she was really nervous. She said that she was really happy I finally told her how I feel, and that she had a feeling I felt that way, and that she was waiting for me to sort it out and tell her how I feel about her. She also told me something along the lines of, well, I already see us as a couple, so we might as well make it official. After lunch, she asked me if I wanted to spend more time with her, and if I did, we could go hiking. We went to a hike that goes up a mountain and gives a really nice view of our area. We'd done this hike together with some work friends and once before by ourselves. We held hands the entire time. It was nice to finally be able to do that with her. She also told me that over the last few months, her feelings had changed from being best friends to much more than that. Looking back, I can sort of see where that happened. She'd messaged me more about really mundane things. I'm going to the doctor. I'm at the mall. Do you miss me? Etc. And also began messaging me good night and good morning. She also became more clingy with me at work or when we went out with friends. By clingy, I mean she'd always come around me or asking our leader to assign us to the same area. We both have the next 4 days off and are planning to spending some time together during those days. Regarding our cultural differences and how her parents may react, she said that she'd date someone outside her culture. It would be difficult for her parents to accept at first, but has said that if the guy treats her well and they care about each other, they'd come around. She's also basically said, it's my life, I'll be with who I want. And on the age gap front, it's not an issue for either of us, therefore it's not an issue for anyone else. Well, then anything left to say at this point, OP, is the best for the both of you. Hopefully this'll work out. So yeah, OP, congratulations and enjoy, have fun, and take care. And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Also, if you feel like chatting with others from this community, you can always join my Discord server and check out my subreddit. I'll leave the links in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.